Hey, what's up, people? Let's see. Today, I want to want to create or make up a topic to talk about, and with the title is called Black Love. Um, if we go back to our history, our biblical history, most of the people in in the Bible are black. You know, that's what I want to create because I would say that most of the people in the Bible are black is because of the things that they went through. Yeah, the things that they went through. And you may be saying, well, give me some examples. I want to see if I can find a text in Jeremiah. And I just wanted to just create something. It was on me to do it. And I'm not, first and foremost, I'm not a religious person. I'm not a Christian because when you think of Christian, you think of something that Christianity was made up. And you may be saying, well, what does that have to do with black love? Um, I don't know. I guess I was trying to put it into my own way. Hold on, excuse me. Because most of the people we when we was brought over here into this so-called white America, we was introduced to the white Jesus during slavery and doing um, we was given things that sounded good. And I want to say that we have lost our original love because based upon what the white man is giving us. He giving us this. Think about it. These false images that you see hanging up on your walls, all these crosses that we have hanging up in our houses. What I'm saying is that all those stuff is the norm. And we have been brainwashed and conditioned into a way of a certain way of thinking. And what happened was it destroyed our image as black people of who we were. It destroyed the image of black love because when the Europeans came over here, they messed up our religion, they messed up our culture, they contaminated our water, they contaminated our love to where they brainwashed black people into conditioning them into thinking that European beauty is the standard, or should I say, for beauty, or the standard for, well, I guess I'm saying it right, for the standards of beauty. or is the standard of beauty. So what I want to do is that I want to introduce you to a text in the book of Jeremiah 8 and verse 21. It said, the hurt of the daughter of my people, I am hurt, I am black. Astonishment has taken hold on me. Now notice that in verse 21 of chapter 8 of Jeremiah. For the for the hurt of the daughter of my people, I am hurt, I am black, astonished has taken hold on me. So what we need to do, we need to look at it right here. And because see, we have been brainwashed, and I'm gonna deal with this in more details probably tomorrow. It says at that time, okay. I'm gonna come back to that part. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see if I can go to. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go to Malachi 3 and 8. It says, will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have ye robbed thee? In tithe and in offering. Now, a lot of people take this out of context. And as much as I hated to read over across that, there are thousands of churches, well, really, Christianity is the one that introduced all of this stuff into existence that people had to, during the time, religious people were so brainwashed by white Christianity until they believe in order to have their sins forgiven and all that kind of stuff, they had to pay large sums of money to the church. And in order to have their sins pardoned or forgiven, candles and all of that was burned before images. Yeah, I think this is it right here. It says, still another fabrication was needed to enable Rome to profit by the fears and the vices of her adherents. This was supplied by the doctrine of the indulgence for full remission of sin, past, present, and future, and releases from all the pains and the penalties in a cure, while promising to in a curing were promised to all who would enlist in profound wars to extend his temporal dominance, to punish his enemies, or to exterminate those who dare deny his spiritual supremacy. The people also were taught that by the payment of money to the churches, they might free themselves from sin and also release the souls of their deceased friends who were confined in the tormenting flames. By such means did Rome fill her coffers and sustain the magnificent luxury and vice of the pretended representation of him who were not where to lay his head. Appendix. The scriptural ordinances of the Lord's Supper had been supplanted by adulterous sacrifices of the Mass. This came from the Catholic Church. It says, let me go back up and read. It says, the people also were taught that by the payment of money to the churches, they might free themselves from sin and also release the souls of their deceased friends. Look at that. Also release, it says, I'm gonna read it again. I just want to reiterate. The people were also taught that by the payment of money to the churches, they might free themselves from sin and also release the souls of their deceased friends who were confined in the tormenting flames. By such means did Rome fill her coffers and sustain their magnificent luxury. That means that made everything appealing. And the vice of the pretense representation of him who had not where to lay his head. See appendix. The scriptural ordinances of the Lord's Supper had been supplanted by the adulterous sacrifice of the Mass. Papal priests pretended by their senseless I don't even know how to even say that one. I think I could say it, but it'll take me a while to say it. To convert the simple bread and wine into the actual body and blood of Christ. The cathedral West wise men, the cathedral wise men, the real presence of the body and the blood of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the blessing and arches provided from the scriptures. Lecture section 8, section 3, part 26, with the blasphemous presumptuous, they openly claim the power of the creating God, and the creator of all things. Christians were required on the pain of death to avoid their faith in this horrible heaven ensuing heresy. Multitudes who refused were given to the flames. In the 13th century was established that most terrible and the most terrible of all of the papacy, the Inquisition, the prince of darkness, wrought with the leaders of the papal hierarchy. So all of these things is showing based upon what I was saying, is that that's the reason why I don't believe in religion. I don't. This is the reason why I'm not a Christian, because all these things goes back to how they done everything they can is to manipulate the Bible, and they stole and they brainwashed black people into actually, instead of loving, because it is in black people's nature is to love. You see what I'm saying? They took and in essence whitewashed a lot of black people into hating one another. So when you look at it like that, it's not really the black man's fault. It's a stem. You always have to go to the root of the problem, and that's history. And the book that I was reading and quoting from, I don't know if you all quite understood everything because this book got a lot of hard words in them. Hopefully, you understood something. This is called The Great Controversy. And then they got a lot of stuff in here that I'm going to be dealing with about purgatory. Um, Let me go to, I want to find something else. And I want to like go through it to show, I want to look at something right here. Let's see here. Let me go to, this is something like a history book here. Okay, it says the Christian escape. Okay, this is talking about persecution. So I want to show people, I want to sum it up by, let's see here. I want to find something. Okay, I think that I might have something here. Hold on a minute, excuse me. All right. Now the church was in fearful peril, prison, torture, fire, and swore were blessings in comparison with the sum of with this. Some of the Christians stood firm, declaring that they could make no compromise, and others were in favor of yielding or modifying some features of their faith and un, unending. Wait a minute. I see. Hold on. Let me go. I'll tell you what. Let me go up here. Most of the Christians at last consent to lower their standards, and union was formed between Christianity and paganism. Although the worshippers of idols profess to be converted and united with the church, they still cling to their idolatries, only changing the object of their worship to images of Jesus. All of this here, man, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put something together. It said not okay, let me see something here. Notwithstanding that vice prevailed even among the leaders of the Roman Catholic Church, her influence still seemed steadily to increase. About the close of the 18th century, papers put forth the claim that in the first ages of the church, a bishop of Rome had possessed the same spiritual power which they now assume to establish this claim. Some means must be employed to give it. It is a show of authorities, and thus was rapidly. I don't know what that is. Supposed to be suggestion or whatever. But what I'm gonna do, since I'm so tired right now, I'm gonna come back tomorrow and talk more on this topic. And I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace.